Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Essentials.TF, sponsored by Demos.TF and STN Trading. Check out that link below, guys, to support our sponsors, providing the prize pool for, yes, you guessed it, the second EU Monthly. We're into February. We have yet another tournament with a nice prize pool for TF2. This is the European version. We've got a nice, tasty match here today. One corner, we've got Lowpander, obviously doing brilliantly over the past couple of years. Now in Division 1, but still holding their own, while we have my son's basketball team, also known as Rakuzan, who recently went toe-to-toe with Seven and came out with a few bruises, but, you know, a bit of respect as well. I'm CJ. I'm joined by John on the production and Dom as my co-caster. How you doing, man?
Hello. Long day of games ahead of us, and we start off with a pretty solid one, I must say. A lower-ish Prem team. They are still having decent chances of playoffs, to be honest, but they need to definitely perform for that. Against Lowpander, who have the Prem experience this season, they went down to Div 1, but they're still looking really strong. Currently first in Division 1, and yeah, looking really strong there as well. So should be an interesting matchup against between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, they're both teams as well that have gone through a few changes. You know, we had, obviously, Funds and the like playing for Lowpander last season. And like you said, they dropped down to Div 1 just to sort of maybe take it a little bit more casually. We got Champagne coming in on Medic. She replaced Crayon, who was playing Medic in the past. Mookie's still around. Ubers, Mr. Epic, and Hildreth, of course. Crayon seems to be in the server, but it has been Cookie who's been playing Scoutum. So I'm not sure if that is Crayon or Cookie. Maybe some name-changing shenanigans going on.
I can see Cookie change name to Crayon, so yeah, it seems to be that way.
It is a scout playing, but yeah, Cookie has been playing as their main in Division 1, and obviously Cookie, for those of you who are maybe newer to the TF2 scene, is one of the legends of TF2, played many, many years for teams like Dignitas and Broda, of course, playing in that epic I-49 final a few years ago, alongside the likes of Zebasai and Rib. Against them, we have a team in red, and we look like we're going live, Dom. So we'll talk about them in a minute. But yeah, early predictions for this game?
I hope this will be a close one. I predict Rakuzan to go ahead and win 4-3.
Oh, bold prediction. I'm thinking Lowpander here, maybe 3-2, as we see Mookie really early on. Big jump onto Demos. He gets destroyed there, cleaned up, as does Sweep. And Scruff there does take down Mookie, but it does look almost a clean sweep here for Lowpander. Hildreth went down late on as well, so it's going to be a bit of a later respawn for him, but Raptor going down. He's one of the newer players for Rakuzan. He replaced Ace more recently. We've got Olga as well playing Soldier. He's subbing in for Raph, who's unavailable apparently. But a very strong mid-fight from Lowpander there.
Yeah, Mookie's bomb did a whole lot. Many times people just remember him for his flashy off-class plays, but he's still definitely capable of playing Soldier. As I see a scout, maybe not sure how to climb up to the upper area of Gallywatch. No, he manages to do it. If it's Crayon, if it's Cookie, doesn't matter. He managed to get his way up. But yeah, Mookie's bomb on mid did so much for the mid fight, and it just distracted him so much. And then a nice pipe from Hildreth onto Raptor, attacking mode immediately before he can take any position. And from there, it was pretty much over already.
Yeah, there's a level 2 sentry and a pirate. The pirate's just denying it. Champagne and Hildreth just getting knocked down into water. Mookie actually gets taken down by Gotti. The Pyro is eventually killed, but Raptor's got 70% in the bank. Raptor's trying to re-push this here, but no, it does look like Lowpander failed there. Once again, we see the strength of the Pyro, just being able to air blast them away in River there, just controlling the area. And looks like Rakuzan, my son's basketball team, as they're known in this tournament, might want to push out from River. Gotti and Scruff making some moves.
Yeah, they're preparing for push. They're coming up on the river side. Ubers wants to contest them. They're forced Uber early, but he just gets taken out immediately. But Lowpander seems to want to go for backup play. Everybody draws them behind, and they take the players down. They try to contest him. And Crayon or Cookie or whoever it is, doesn't matter, because this backup play was successful, and this team goes ahead in the lead.
That's one of the. I just love that play. It's brilliant. That's one of the great things about holding big door instead of choke, because you're really close to them. You can deny the shutters, and if they push out on top, like a basketball team did there, you just go low and you just go straight to last. And really well played there by Lowpander. We've got another mid here. Mookie going for a really high bomb this time. I don't think Demos even knew he was there. One rocket isn't enough to take him down there, and Scruff is there to help clean him up. So both the roaming soldiers there going down early on. And now we're seeing some spam being traded across the point. Olga goes for a bomb, gets denied. The scouts there just fully buffed. Ubers goes in, he's so weak underneath, he's surely going to get cleaned up. He does by Sweet. And this is not looking great for Lowpander right now. They have some ground, but they do not have the players. And Raptor takes a sticky, he's pretty weak. And this is just really, it's almost like a chess game here, though.
Yeah, every team just tries to get the better damage without committing too much themselves. Now Scruff finds an opening, move forward, takes down the scout, but has to go down for it. Double soldier bomb as the spawns are coming, but Raptor gets taken down as well by Hildreth, who went completely ignored during the double soldier aggression here. Both medics down, and mostly 2 players left alive. Sui the only one up, but he's the respawner. And against 3 people on mid, not much he can do anymore.
That was pretty much Mookie again. Came in for like on the respawn, just contesting that really long mid fight. Jumped in again and managed to just juggle Raptor into the stickies of Hildreth. But we do have equal Ubers now. Champagne dying at the same time as Raptor. So we'll see if this turns into our first stalemate of the day. And we do have Crayon on Sniper. And he's going to peek big door, see if he can pick anything up. But no, Gotti has spotted him. So now they're going to be aware of the Sniper. They're going to be playing accordingly. And I think it's probably going to be just playing around Crayon and waiting for him to get a pick.
Yeah, as you should probably in a stalemate with a sniper on the board, just rely on your safe off class and have the enemy try to make mistakes where the sniper can just sit back and try to capitalize. So that's Lowpander's gameplay here. And yeah, they go ahead, sniper choke. One shot has been fired, but at this point, Rakuzan or my son's was even well aware of it, so Titan will be avoided at all costs. But at the same time, you can't just sit there and let timer run down when you're around down. So they still need to be creative in some way here to break the stalemate.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely the pressure is slightly more on my son's basketball team. They are a round down. So if they just sit here until the round timer kicks off, that's a lot of time gone for them to try and get back into this game. I mean, it's not hugely disadvantageous for them at the moment, but you know, they can't just sit on their laurels and just wait. And it does look like Lowpander are the ones trying to get Crayon some space here, and Big Door, both soldiers, just supporting him, making sure he doesn't get spammed out too much. Even Champagne coming down to give him a buff. And Hildreth just alone in choke, just chilling. And I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing any sort of aggression out of one of the soldiers from Iceland's basketball team. There was nobody watching drop down for a long time, and I feel someone could just slip in there. Like Hildreth is pretty much alone in choke. Someone could just slip in, drop down now, jump him, maybe get a play onto the medic. But there doesn't seem to be any kind of pressure from them at all. They're just kind of waiting for, I don't know, Crayon to miss, I guess.
Yeah, they really seem to struggle against Sniper to find any sort of idea of what to do in this situation. At this point, Hildreth isn't alone anymore. Rookie has taken position with him at choke, so he's not as vulnerable as he was before. But again, my son's basketball team just struggling with ideas. Olga starting to go for a drop-down play now.
Yeah, he's been spotted by Mookie, and he decides against going for a play there. But yeah, I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see them making some sort of moves, because they can't just sit here. I mean, we've already had what 2-3 minutes ticked off the clock, and nothing's really been achieved except for the fact that Crayon is walking further and further into Big Door. Actually gets the sightline onto the demo for almost a split second there as they've rotated their heels. There's nobody watching choke. Demos is rotating around now to try and block this. But yeah, does look like Raptor's just moving his heels around. He knows that there's a lot of pressure. Big Door, and there we go. Crayon gets the pick onto a scout. Not huge, but there's a player advantage. And you can see Uber's just making his way a little bit further forward, trying to get in. Crayon takes a lot of damage. But you can see my son's basketball team are just not happy for Crayon to have that much space in Big Door. They're just trying to spam him out. There is nothing in choke right now. So maybe now's the opportunity for a bit of a sack going in from maybe Olga or something like that. But no.
Oh, it's Mr. Epic going behind. He found an opening the Big Door after everybody backed off on both sides. He just walked in, takes a fight with Floti, but he can't take it down, and now Scout has the work to help eventually overtake them all together. And I hear Banner being popped off.
Yeah, meanwhile, during all of that excitement, Demos got taken down by a headshot. A banner from Mookie, but he was alone. He had no support and can't get the force onto Raptor. I think that was his goal there. And Demos is now respawned. So that pick from Crayon really opened the door, but the fact that their flank just died really slows down any chance of the push now. So again, once again, both roamers dead, and we're probably going to see Crayon try for a pick in choke. He's holding quite far back. No, he wants to go for big door again. And if he gets another pick onto the demo like that, that's a big enough pick for a push. Don't you agree?
Olga just walks in now. In the meantime, he's completely alone on mid. Straight shot onto him from the sniper. Immediately cleaned up by Rocket as well. One down, and now Lowpander have a little bit of an opportunity here. They're already making pressure. Victor, Sui and Goti combined onto one of the scouts, but eventually he was still wants to fight against Sui as Goti was too weak to help him out. Still a big advantage to Lowpander, so let's see if they can actually do anything with this.
Yeah, they seem set on trying to make something happen in big door. They've got Crayon in the combo there, trying to get some snipes going on, and Demos is doing his best to try and spam them out without peeking that sight line. Crayon is looking, Raptor is tucked into the corner there, Hildreth takes down Olga, and that is going to be another pick, and Gotti's locked in lobby, so this is a really good opportunity for Lowpander to really just sandwich them here as Mookie's putting some pressure, and the Uber is used onto Demos. It's a solo demo Uber, lots of flashing coming from Lowpander. Champagne trying to keep all of her players alive, and they realise this, have to back off Demos, trying to get a bit more cheeky damage onto the combo there. He backs off, doesn't want to risk his life for it, and once again we're back to this stalemate.
And now Sui has opted for the sniper op class themselves, so when you can't beat them, join them. They have a sniper on the field now too. Couldn't deal with them before, so just reply, but it's not that easy. Wookie takes Sui out pretty quickly, and now Crayon again has much more freedom as he doesn't have to worry about any sniper sidelines. So they're gonna use that freedom. Immediately Victor is completely full of blue players. Mr. Epic uses that space given to them, walks in from lower, and Crayon finds a headshot onto the demo and 3 down. His hold is crumbling, and somehow Raptor has to get out, but he can't. He gets taken down. Didn't even have Uber yet. Scruff the only man up.
That was the play that they wanted to do about 2 minutes ago. Mr. Epic this time did get into lobby, just got he pressured in that lobby, couldn't do anything. He was so weak all the time and couldn't connect with the heals. This time Mr. Epic got him, so that was a 2-man pick, and Crayon with all the space in the world. We see a banner coming in here, that's a Battalions, Ubers and Mookie, both running banners it seems. Unless I'm mistaken, but no, pressure onto Olga. Crayon there, taking Raptor just as he leaves the spawn door. This is surely going to be a cap here, but there's no time on the point there. They're just cleaning up the frags. Gotti's kind of coming from River, trying to jump onto the point. There's nothing he can do. Does pick up Mr. Epic though. Take that back, but Crayon is just chilling and sniping right now.
Yeah, 5k on the sniper. So, like you said, they wanted to do it from the beginning when they sent Mr. Epic behind, and it looks like their main idea is just to pick up people one by one. So once just the combos left there, it's suddenly looking really bad for them because you essentially lock them completely into second and they can't go anywhere. And that's pretty much what happened. Raptor couldn't escape. They came in from both sides quickly enough, completely isolated them, and they struggled a bit on last. Took them a long time, but eventually it worked out in the end. And they have prevented a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and this mid fight, once again, Mookie's the first to know. Looks like Scruff's got his number this time around. Seems to have learned his jumping patterns, and MySpawn's basketball team walk forward, take down Hildreth there. Champagne is so weak, but so is Raptor, and he gets taken down by Mr. Epic. A couple of meat shots just to finish him off there. So Champagne has survived. She's going to have an Uber, but no, Scruff is coming in. Oh, Crayon, this time back on Scout. Cleans up Scruff. Champagne down to 40 HP there. He's going to retain the Uber advantage.
I don't know if anyone saw that on mid, but after the mid fight was over and the scout was chasing Lowpander's medic, Olga wanted to jump away but just accidentally killed himself, didn't realize there's no help. And yeah, at the end they pushed really aggressive on Requisite, but nobody could deal with this epic quickly enough, and that just cost them this entire mid fight now.
Yeah, they're wise to it. They're kind of backing up here. Raptor and Demos really far back in River. They know they're not going to be able to contest and choke. Olga going for the... No, sorry, it's Gotti going for the jump. Gets onto Champagne. That's one rocket. Can he land another? No, dodging. And the Uber is used. And that is exactly what Rakuzan wanted to come out of that. Mookie also died in that exchange. So Aroma for Aroma and a Force. That's pretty good for them. And they're probably going to look to push out this time. But damn, I think they're going to be sending someone through lobby to make sure they don't get back up this time.
You would hope they learn from their mistakes. And like you mentioned, they seem to do that at the very least on mid, as we saw on the first win. Mookie had just so much of an impact on the mid fight with this bomb. And as we go on with this game, it's been less and less the case. So they definitely show that they're able to adapt to what Lowpander's doing. Just a matter of can they do it at any given point in the game. And so far they're trying to push out. They have sticks on lobby with demos looking to not let anybody go in from there. Uber has been committed in, but nothing has been gotten from it. Ubers is behind as well now. And Lowpander with the advantage really looking to do something about this.
Yeah, Ubers is just kind of distracting and causing havoc here. He's not pressuring too much. He's just staying alive, and it's causing an annoyance. We can see here, Scout's chasing. He's just giving them the ring around. And Mr. Epic, meanwhile, is just like, okay, while you're chasing our soldier, I'm going to take down the Raptor. Medic down, Champagne forced there, but it doesn't really matter. That's essentially a free Uber. They can push into last with it. They just need one person to camp. Mr. Epic is on the job. Raptor's going to spawn now. He's not got a sniper to be worried about, but there you go. Gotti does take down Ubers. But Mookie with the 2K, we're going to quickly turn the favor to Lowpander. We're going to try and bait these stickies out to Olga, jumping on the rim. Going to try and block Crayon here. He does pick up the frag, so it's actually working out here. Mr. Epic is very weak, and Hildreth is going to escort Champagne away back onto second, and it didn't really work out for them in the end.
Yeah, they seem to struggle with these last pushes, despite the great advantage they have coming into it. As I mentioned before, if you stand anywhere but an exit back into last, when you're holding Galioch second, it's so easy to just get completely locked out of any way to leave the second point, and again, that's exactly what happened. Lowpander making sure that they get what they want on second, but they just can't seem to convert it into last.
What do you think Rakuzan need to do here to really kind of cement their last pushes? Because it seems they're pushing out, but they're just getting pushed back straight away. They haven't had a successful push out yet. Scruff actually went by there for a short second. I guess just checking classes, and he's gone on to sniper now. So we've got a bit of a Highlander going on for Rakuzan. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like they want to push out here. What do they need to do? Just wait for the push?
Yeah, right now they need to wait. Mookie has like on the point, gets a lot of time. Ua jumps in as well, tries to do something, but doesn't really find, but doesn't matter because Crayon on sniper takes automatic, and at that point everybody just died at once. First he wins the round.
Wow, so even with a Pyro up and an NG up, didn't really work out too well for them there. Is that the first drop of the day? I think it is.
Yeah, last time somebody on medic died, it was with like 80%. But
yeah,
again, they just distracted them enough from Riverside and the point that they just didn't pay attention to the sniper anymore, and that was what sealed the deal here.
Oh, I'm watching Gotti. He's gone up drop down, and he's just totally kept Champagne out of the fight. She can't heal anybody, and that meant Hildreth just got demolished there by Scruff. And he's got the heals, and wow, Scruff and Sweet combining there. Raptor is going to go down to Ubers, who re-pushed, but surely this is going to be the death of Champagne. No, Mr. Epic is there to keep her alive, and he picks up a 2K himself. Both scouts down. Demos is the only person alive, and I would not have guessed Lowpander would have won that fight based on the first few seconds there. It looked like the basketball team were just, or Rakuzan, whatever you want to call them, it looked like they were in control, and I don't know. That's what happens when you've got a player like Mr. Epic's caliber. He just comes in, lands the shots he needs to keep him and his medical lives now have uber advantage to put into second here.
Yeah, they wanted to mix up the mid fight. We had like the same one 3 times in a row, pretty much. Different result every time because my son basketball team has been learning from it. As a good jump in comes, Champagne goes super weak, so some 10 HP has to use however. So they do get that in the end, but still not a great position to contest second with. They don't even have Uber yet, so yeah, you got something good, but you will still lose the second point in the second last, and they so far have struggled with leaving the last point.
Yeah, this is the thing about it. At the moment they don't have any off classes, so it does look like they are keen to get out of last. They don't want to be stuck and, you know, get pushed out once again. Crayon is on scouts, so there's no sniper to worry about. They use the other very, very early. There's a couple of flashes there, and both Olga and Demos cannot jump into any sort of space. Champagne
but again, the flank. They again went for the backhand, and they just can't cover all of the entrances at once. They just, this time around, they just completely focused on lobby. Figured, well, if they're backcapping us from lobby, let's just go there instead. But Lowpander reading them like a book and just going from top with the heals, running over the last few players that were on their way, and again, just completely surprising them.
Yeah, they're just adapting so well. They're just ready for the backup at any opportunity. We see a fifth mid fight here, 4-0 to Lowpander right now, and sniper to mid. Mookie taking down Sweet early on. He's going to get taken down by Gotti, but Demos also dies. Both Demos have died here, including Demos the demo. And it does look like Lowpander have got this. Gotti gets killed in the end. Raptor did survive. He realized things were going a bit wrong there and decided to get back to last. And he's only about 10% behind. So this is an opportunity here for them to defend second. There are players for Lowpander on second.
The spawns are
Raku-san.
not looking good for them on Raptor, no. I don't think they have any chance for that. They just sent for last year. You see Sentry being built, Pyro's up already as well. So yeah, they decided to stay on last for a second.
The big question remains, what do they do now? 4-0 down. You've got 12 minutes to go, so it's not out of the realms of impossibility, but, you know, how do they push out here without getting backcapped?
They just really struggled against these backcaps. They just need to completely be aware of them and check where people are before they do anything. Like, it sounds that simple, but you just need to have the awareness of where the players are you need to take care of, because so far these Ubers just have been going into nothing every time they push off the blast. And before we come to that, however, we'll probably have to see some sort of blast defense, as it's the Olga Pyro play that is supposed to bring Force out, but he doesn't really get that far. Pyro sure has a lot of DPM, but he needs to get close first.
Mucky's on Spy and he's on last and he's on the barrels in that classic position. He's going for the Uncloak. Is he going to go for the medic? He's shanked a couple of times. Can he get the force out? Raptor's hiding the dispenser. No, he's fine. I don't think he took a point of damage there. Or at least the dispenser healed up what minimal damage Mucky did. Maybe he could have gone for a soldier or a demo, I don't know. But Gotti died during all of that to Mr. Epic. And with the NG in a level 3, I don't think they're going to be pushing out. But it looks like Lowpander will be the ones ready to make the plays, and Rakuzan are kind of short of ideas at the moment.
Yeah, also it has to be said, from Raptor pretty smart to hide in the dispenser. The hurt boxes of the dispenser and the medic overlap, so it's mostly the dispenser getting the hits if you're properly standing inside it, and he, as you said, he pretty much took no damage. But again, backup plays coming up from Lowpander with the Pyro. The idea is most likely to reflect everything that can threaten you back and cap, with the other team just not being able to do anything. But if you just can't get on the point, then that doesn't quite work. They clean up 3 people, and this opens up a lot of opportunities for Rakuzan and reduces a lot of the backcap potential as well. But Scorp is really disconnected from his team. Eventually Demos arrives, helps out, and now we have a team fight on second.
Yeah, Ubers are popped much earlier by Lowpander, so better for Rakuzan, but they flash a lot, so it really doesn't get them much advantage. Champagne though, stickied in. Crayon and Gotti, they're pretty much trading. Raptor goes down to Ubers, huge bomb there. 2 players left alive for both teams, but one of them is the medic for Lowpander. Sui trying to pressure them in the choke there, but Hildreth is realizing he's not going to win that fight against 2 fragging classes. Sui is in, that's 1 meat shot, can he get another one? He does. Champagne down, and Hildreth surely going to get cleaned up as well by Olga. So finally we see a successful push out from Rakuzan there, losing their medic, but getting enough frags on the combat classes to be able to push out, getting some time onto mid as well.
Yeah, and advantage as well, and this advantage will be even bigger, seeing as Raptor switched to the crit streak. So they want to press the speed up button for the rest of this game now, as Lowpander looks to slow down again. They have to play on Sniper, they want to just sit back, relax, and have big classes do the work, as Rakuzan is already moving in. Wookie with a really high bomb into second. He wants the big pick, but the shovel misses, and can't switch fast enough back from it. He gets taken down, and the rest of the team settled for defense. Mr. Epic on NG and the Crayon Pyro this time around.
Yeah, we'll see if the Pyro is going to be able to deny this last push. It is a huge advantage. And he's actually a crit, so I totally missed the fact that he was a crit. And they're in here. The level 1 is taken down very early on, and Raptor died to Ubers there. The Pyro is just denying any sort of sticky spawn camping. And there is a Brass Beast heavy on last as well. He is being arrowed and kept alive. And Lowpander hold it. The Highlander strats are working for them. And it does look like they're going to try and want to push out here. And they're just so quick with their pushing out. It doesn't really give a time for Rakuzan to try and even get a back cap.
Ooh, that was really close though. Champagne had to save herself with arrows from Scott. Just walked over the scout. Crayon pushing out on Pyro as well. Why switch off? Just keep going. Get time on the point. Olga from behind takes down Ubers, but gets cleaned up quickly afterward. This slows down things for the rest of Lowpander, however. As there is a scout on last, 3 choices hardest, but Brass Beast heavy is just a little bit too much for a single scout to deal with. He gets taken down, and Champagne still has her Uber, so they still have an opportunity to go out of this point. But as we've seen before, it's not the easiest thing to just push out of the last point like that.
No, but you see Rakuzan are holding in choke rather than big door, which is what Lowpander did to get their backcaps to work so successful. Olga is on his infamous Pyro now. The Crayon Pyro versus the Olga Pyro. The Uber is used by Champagne, and she's able to keep most people alive actually. They pick up Sweet. Ubers is at 8 HP, Mr. Epic is also very, very weak, and Gotti picks up Mr. Epic in flank there. Over in River, 100% Uber for Raptor, coming in through main, popped very early, flashing the Pyro and getting him in onto that Brass Piece Heavy. He's going to get melted away, and this looks very, very good for Rakuzan right now. The repush from the spawn is out, not quick enough. It's going to make it 4-1 to Lowpander. Still enough time, 7 minutes to go, still enough time for a few rounds.
Yeah, a tie is definitely possible, if not a complete comeback, but they need to keep up what they've been doing for the last 2 or 3 minutes now. They finally gotten themselves in a position where they can dictate the pace a little bit, and they've been lacking that regard a whole lot for the most part of this game.
Yeah, Mookie actually is on sniper to mid again in big door. So I'm not sure if they're going to be aware of that just yet. There's no early bomb. Crayon gets taken down early, so they've got no pressure really now. As Mookie obviously not able to bomb. He's on sniper and he's not landing any shots just yet. I think Raptor's aware. He's hiding behind the crates there. Hildreth gets caught in. Is he going to die? He surfs it away, but he gets picked up by Scruff. Gotti is the first casualty for Rakuzan. And they do lose both of their soldiers, so maybe Lowpander are able to recontest this. Uber's trying his best on that point, but Demos is going to fling a pipe into his face. And somehow it looks like no, actually there's a back cap going on, Dub.
Yeah, they kept the point while this fight was happening for so long, and they were easy going on enemy side on mid. They were just in a position to straight go to second and threaten the backup. They unfortunately weren't able to lock them out of getting to last, but that doesn't matter. They already got all the way into lobby just off of this mid fight where neither of them had died, which is a really rare occurrence.
Yeah, there's an Olga Pyro as well. So it was successful. He's gone into water. I'm not sure if they're aware of this. I think they know. Olga on the Pyro, and he's just going to get Uber. They're going to push people off the point. They get some cap time. They take down Hildred, so that's no stickies. For Laugh, there is a soldier. Oh, he gets splashed just in time, and Olga surely going to get cleaned up here.
We have to isolate it as well, get taken down by the Crayon Pyro on the other side of things. And now just a lot of weak players for Rakuzan left here. Olga still tries to do his hardest, but too many people do it at once. Can't air blast.
I mean, that's a Highlander strat. That's a classic Galleywash last push. You get your Pyro on the point, you Uber him, and everyone else caps. But it didn't seem like there was enough support. I mean, you got less players, and nobody else was really helping there. And it looks like Lowpander are going to successfully push out.
Yeah, it looked really good for them. A little bit of a fight happening in big door, but not much. Rakuzan realized the situation isn't too good. Time is ticking down, just about 5 minutes left. And a 3-round deficit to make up. Gotti tries to go for a play behind, but doesn't get too far with that. One down with 15-second respawn timer. Looks like Lowpander wants to do something with this.
Yeah, they seem to be the team with more urgency. Mookie picking up Sweet. And it's all about Rakuzan. They do need to get something. Didn't have a big bomb for Hildred. Get some damage there. Yes, Raptor and Demos out of the way. Out of choke. Looks like the Lowpander are going to capture mid here. Of course, this is win limit 5, so if Lowpander win this round, then they are going to win this first match, take on the full points. And Rakuzan trying their hardest to build this Uber. They are going to get it in time. Big bomb in here from Uber's just to distract them going into River. Gotti again gets cleaned up here, so players are just kind of dying one by one. Raptor down to 20 HP. Balls of Steel is not. There's a rockets and arrows flying by this man's head. He finally uses the Uber to keep his demo alive, but that was great play by him. Champagne has used her Uber as well, but they're not getting aggressive, even though they have a better Uber in that exchange. They are 2 players down and realize they're not going to win that fight. And in comes Scruff with the rest of his team, but a banner is popped by Mookie. It is a conch. That's going to give some health back to every hit they deal out. And Rakuzan just, when it looks like they've caught a break, it all just kind of falls flat.
Yeah, they were so disconnected on this push, and Mookie just walks in from choke as well and takes down the medic. They had such a good opportunity, but they went just in one by one into mid and were just taken down really quickly after a really good fight on second, where Raptor just refused to die, and Lowpander took way too long to do anything to him, and the scouts were just cleaning up house for Rakuzan, but still, that's not enough if your following up push is good enough.
Absolutely, and it's just kind of things like a banner. They just throw a spanner into the works because it's kind of like an ace up the sleeve. You think things are going wrong, and then you've suddenly got this item that means every shot you do gives you some health back. We see Lowpander here. Wow, nice rocket onto Crayon. Gotti with the 2K takes down Champagne as well. There is pressure on the point, but surely that's going to get cleaned up. Mookie is in on alive. He's going to bomb the point, and he is going to die. That is a white. Gotti saving last there with some insane rockets there. onto Crayon and Champagne. And finally, Rakuzan look like they're in the ascendancy here. Only
if
2
that
minutes
would have
ago.
gotten, if that has been any worse from Gotti, this would have been another backup for them as well. As Raptor and Co were trying to push out immediately, but were just rotated around from by Lowpander, and each team completely ignored each other while moving through the lobby and river. And they almost got away with it once more on Lowpander, but Gotti just clutched that one.
Yeah, it's probably too late for them to win, but they have used the Uber here in big door, heading into lobby. Hildreth surely going to get caught out here. He does. Taken down by Scruff. Mr. Epic trying his best. Raptor gets domed there by Crayon. He's just hiding in river. They only have 2 players alive. It is a medic and a sniper, and that's not really the best combo of classes you want holding last. It could be another round here for Rakuzan. Scruff already on the point, and that's going to make it 4-2. Maybe time for one more round here, Dum, for maybe some round difference, if that helps in the tables, but some really good play, maybe a little bit too late.
Yeah, Rakuzans, they really took way too long to get in position for this game. They started, actually taking the initiative really late with about 10 minutes left. And at that point, it was already 4 rounds on the board for Lowpander. As a high bomb hit, from good, he takes down the medic on this last mid fight. So a good way to start this one off. But immediately afterwards, Lowpander starts running over them. Takes down 3 people at a hole. Rookie snipes as well, takes down 3. Scruff takes a 1v1, wins 2 fights in a row as well. And now just Raptor left alive. And they're just having a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, maybe enough time for a round on the logs. But in reality, I think it's just going to be frags that they want right now. And Mookie's staying on the sniper. Maybe to just boost those headshots for him. And Olga just going Pyro because, you know, why not? Why not?
Everybody's on the main. Olga on Pyro, Mookie on the random button. Yeah, just try to make your own stats look a little bit better for this game. But yeah, overall, a solid game. But as I mentioned, Rakuzan just took way too long to adapt to what Lowpander was doing. And once they were going, it was way too late already.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously it's the first game of the day. When you have kind of tournaments like this, it's unlikely that people are going to be scrimming before these tournaments. So this is essentially a warm-up. And these 2 teams are definitely very strong. So maybe it's just about who was able to shake off that early morning rust earlier on. But definitely Lowpander looking strong. 4-2 winners. I mean, what do you think Rakuzan needed to do early in the game? Because we saw 2 of the rounds there they lost were to backcaps, 1 through lower and then 1 through river. And then one of them was where Rakuzan tried to push out, and they managed to push out and cap second, but then lost the immediate fight during that, and then got pushed all the way back to last and cap. I mean, was it just the pushing out, or is there the other details that they were slipping up on?
As a whole, they need to work on their adaptability, which I said for mid-fights and on these last pushes. It's just like the same mistakes happened over and over again for them, as we've seen on mid-fights and out of last pushes. And just work on these scenarios so you are prepared for things like these in the future. The backups were just way too easy. We had it at the end as well, and it was just barely saved by Gotti. So they still struggled with it, despite improving over the course of the game, and just got lucky essentially at the end to not lose another round the same way they did 2 times before.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that's really necessary in games like this where it's 1 round, you don't really have 1 map, you don't have another map to fall back on like you do in a best of 3, and you really need to just think, okay, what do we need to do to overcome the problems that we're having? And I guess Lowpander didn't really need to adapt to anything; they just played their natural game, and Rakuzan just maybe started to work things out a little bit too late there, and maybe if the game had gone on for 10-20 minutes longer, who knows? They could have got another round or 2 on the board, but in the end, Lowpander are going to win the first round. So it's going to put them 1-0 on the Swiss table. I'm taking a look at the logs here, Dum. I'm not sure if you've got them, but Mookie there actually top fragged.
Yes, clean 1 KD.
Yeah.
Very simple.
I mean, those are Roma logs right there. If you can die, if you get a kill every time you die, that's a pretty decent trade.
Well, it would be positive if he kept on playing Soldier, but his off-classes kind of dragged him down a little.
Are you implying that the Master of Flex is not good at other classes?
Well, the Heavy and Sniper are just by logs alone seem to be working. The rest is just not good enough. Well, I mean, you can say the things about longs all you want, but it depends on the situation. And I'm not sure if it was when they were losing the round on the last push, but I would assume it was when he played Pyro.
Yeah,
And the
I
five
think
player that successful Ivan. He just tried it once. He dealt exactly 40 damage.
it was
and
the
Raptor
push they went
disappeared.
through water, wasn't it, when they tried to push last?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyone else like standing out there? Sort of, I know logs kind of don't really tell the whole story of the game, but is there anyone who you felt was a bit of a carry?
Crayon on Sniper had some really, really strong moments. And
yeah, I mean, he played 9 minutes exactly, so that's a third of the game on Sniper, and he went 7-1 on it. So
a lot of that was the stalemate at the beginning, where
yeah,
Represent just struggled to do anything, but mostly avoided the sideline as well. And I think after that, he really started going on Sniper as well. So yeah, for both teams, the beginning a little bit rough, but Crayon having a really consistent performance on Sniper. I think that was at the end, which doesn't matter too much, but at the end he had a really nice quick headshot around the corner in lobby as well, like down the stairs, which was pretty impressive.
yeah, he definitely showcased his talent. Obviously, more well known to people as playing medic for Lowpander for this team. He's stepping in for today. It seems in Cookie's absence. I think another thing to point out is sort of Champagne dying 6 times there and Raptor dying 14. I mean, naturally, losing team, you expect your medic to die more times than the team that's winning, but 4-2, it wasn't, totally one-sided. And it just seemed that there was a lot of kind of plays made onto Raptor um, where he was unable to survive, Mookie bombing in on mid and stuff like that, just really kind of opening that doorway for the rest of the team. And I guess there wasn't really a playmaker on my son's basketball team that really opened the door, I guess, and led to those distractions. I don't know, maybe later in the game we did see Gotti and Demos do some big things, but yeah, maybe that's what they need. They needed a Mookie to kind of to do that big bomb, just get into their faces and then take the eyes off the rest of the players.
Yeah, and a lot of those deaths from Raptor were as well on second, where they just were badly positioned and just couldn't go anywhere, essentially. And if he didn't have Uber, then there's just no way around dying. So that where a lot of these deaths from Raptor come from my son's basketball team.
Absolutely. I mean, we can take a look at some of the other results if you'd like. We've got Gucci Gang lost 3-2 to Marca Neon and Velopers. I can't read Finnish names. I'm sorry. Not Deg Doggo.
I'm almost sure it's the Finnish one team for the most part. So it's,
I'm guessing, because Neon plays for that team. Not Dead Doggo, 2-2 against Quality Control. Sora won 5-1 against Just a Mix. Failure Esports. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure who's on Just a Mix.
I know some of these names, and Just a Mix, as the name suggests, sure, it's Just a Mix, but it's pretty good players.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm surprised.
It's going to make some interesting games.
Up-and-coming players from, I think they're playing low this season, I'm not sure. Don't want to make any wrong calls here. But they're like steadily improving players, team that has played 2 or so seasons together. So that's a little bit of an upset, even though considering Just a Mix is, as the name says, Just a Mix, still. That's a solid performance for them, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely some well-known players on Just a Mix. So, yeah, I mean, obviously the team play there from Sora. Be interesting to see these mid-table results, how they go. Teams that, like you see Rakuzan here, or my son's basketball team, should be calling them, losing their game here. They'd probably be expecting to win the next game against another team, but it depends on who you play, because we see the Bugs there, another Div 1 team, sort of a lot of the old players like Menti and Bloodis, who played in Prem recently, they got 5-0'd by 7. So that's another team that people will be trying to avoid, who've lost a game already. Lego won 5-0 against Pork. Ascent won 5-0 against Konyotek. And Red Pandas, it's another Div 1 team, won 5-0 against Down to Frag. So the Div 1 and Prem teams kind of showing up and showing what they're made of.
Yeah, the teams you would expect to make it into the play, or not the playoffs, but in the prize pool range, definitely winning so far. A few interesting results in the closer lower team against lower team matchups, but apart from this, everything goes pretty much as you would expect it to, I would say.
We do have sorry, I missed one result there. Failure Esports losing 5-0 to FN. And FN looks like a bit of a Nunya mix.
It's like the old Nunya assembly, basically.
Crafty, Yellen, Condog, Gink, Ratslayer, Pred, Pappy, those are the people listed on their roster. So that's another team that could be, thrown into the mix and maybe cause some upsets. But there do seem to be some solid teams here. It's actually shaping up to be interesting. I'm not sure what our next match will be once the scenes have been done by Mr. Admin. But yeah, I'm expecting some close games in the next couple of rounds.
Hopefully. And there's still a lot more to come, with a lot of options as well, seeing as there's a number of good teams that just wait to play against each other, I would hope.
Absolutely, and I'm guessing it's 8 teams go into the playoff stage tomorrow, because we start off today with a Swiss system. So the teams that won their games in the round 1 are obviously 1-0 now. They'll play against teams that also 1-0, and the teams that lost games will play against teams that also lost games. And that way we'll end up with hopefully a fair table of teams. And after, I believe we've got 5 rounds, after 5 rounds of matches, we'll be looking at the table, seeing those top 8 teams and putting them into the playoff stage tomorrow, which is a best of 3 in each round. So teams will be picking and banning maps, and obviously that goes on to the final. And the top 4 teams, I think it is done, get prize money.
Yes, top 4 make the cut to get some money out of this.
Yeah, so I mean, there's money there. I mean, obviously, people are going to be expecting the likes of Seven and the likes of Ascent to be there or thereabouts. But hey, if you get to the semifinals, you're guaranteed a little bit of a dollar in your pocket. So, that's not too bad going.
Yeah, and like worst case scenario, even if you don't win, second place still gets quite a bit of money. So you can't even be too mad if you lose the final match. Obviously, you still want to, because the step up from second to first is the biggest of all, from 300 to 600. So that should definitely still be a competitive game at the end of the day. But just making top 4 grants you some of this prize pool, and there's a number of teams that I would imagine have the potential to make the cut for that.
Yeah, that's the aim, and that's why we see names like Seven turning up, and Ascent. This isn't just a cup for people to muck around in and have a little bit of practice. This is prize money. This is actual winnings for people winning. Essentials do these cups every month. This is obviously February, second month of the year. So this is the EU Monthly number 2. And once again, we have a lovely prize pool, helped, of course, by our sponsors. Check out STN Trading. If you scroll down on the stream page, guys, there is a link there to take you to a trading site which you can buy and sell. And really, if you want some of those items, definitely helps you out. And the more attention they get, the better it is for everybody. Also sponsored by Demos.TF. And if you're interested in seeing some American players, then the NA Monthly will be in next weekend, I believe. Obviously, not at this time. It'll be a little bit later. So it's a bit more friendly for those Americans in their weird time zones, weird time zones.